Hello, Princess Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 6, Episode 9. It's titled The Big Chill. What does that mean? I don't know. I never know. Anyway, first up is David and Sheila. This is very, very, very sad. We find out that Sheila's mother died. Sheila is crying. David is trying to console her. I'm so sorry for Sheila. I think what she said happened was her mother fell down on boards that were not nailed down properly, and it happened while everybody was asleep, and they found her the next morning laying downstairs. So I guess she fell from the upstairs to the downstairs. Oh my gosh. So they took her body in a casket to a chapel, and they have to stay with the body for 24 hours, or it's considered bad luck. And so Sheila's going to stay one day, and the father's going to stay the next day, and David goes back to his hotel, so that he can give her space to grieve for her mother. So next, it's the day of the funeral, and there's a vehicle with the casket driving down the street towards the burial ground, and everybody's walking behind the vehicle. And David said he's never seen a funeral like this before, and I think I've seen something like this on TV. He said it's like a parade. Anyway, Sheila is sad, and she's crying, and I know she's in a lot of pain. So they get to the burial site, they pray over the casket, and then they put the casket in a tomb, and I think they seal it. But I'm not 100% sure. I think I saw a little fire. I don't understand what was going on there. They didn't explain it to us, so that was that. 5 hours later, Sheila and David they're in a car, and they're on their way to the hotel, and David said that Sheila does not want to stay in the house where her mother died, and so she's going to come back to the hotel with him, and the son is going to go to friends and family who will look after him. But what about the father? He's going to be all by himself in the house where his wife just died? Excuse me, I just had a coughing fit. Anyway, David feels like he is a burden on Sheila because she has a lot to deal with. Sheila said that she is struggling because she haven't had a chance to grieve yet. And she said she can't focus on David right now, and she needs time to grieve. And I agree with her. She needs her time to grieve, and I think David needs to go back to the States. Next up, Jasmine and Gino. Jasmine took Gino to a mall, to a jewelry store, to buy a gift for her sister because it's her sister's birthday. She wants to buy her a necklace for her sister. And then after she picked out the necklace, she's trying to pick out rings, engagement rings. And Gino told her that she already has an engagement ring. And she tells him that she lost it. And Gino tells the camera that Jasmine is a liar. He doesn't believe that she lost the ring. Me either. I don't believe she lost it. I believe she pawned that ring because she didn't like it. And hoping that he'll buy her a new one, a better one. Even the producer asked her if she liked the ring that Gino got her, and she told him no. She said it's not something she would wear. She has no respect for Gino. Anyway, Gino tells her that he had told her before that he was going to buy her a ring after she get her visa approved. So then she asks him, why is the visa taking so long? And he tells her that it's a 13-month process. And she told him that he needs to get a lawyer because she doesn't want to wait 13 months. And Gino told her no. And I agree with Gino. Why should he spend thousands of dollars on a lawyer just for the lawyer to tell him, well, yes, the process is 13 months, and you have to wait 13 months. Why should he waste his money like that? I can't stand Jasmine. She acts like a rich person when she knows she was raised poor. They couldn't even afford a cutting board and a potato peeler. Anyway, Gino told her, you give me the money for the lawyer, and then we'll get a lawyer. Exactly. And then Jasmine said, I knew it was about money. And he said, you're damn right it's about money. You know, why should he waste his money on a freaking lawyer? He said, I'm not going to waste my money on a lawyer. And then she said, well, do you think I waste money? And Gino said in his confessional that he brought his ex-wife over to the States from Brazil, and he did all the paperwork for her to come over. He said he doesn't need a lawyer. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't need a lawyer. And then he thinks Jasmine thinks I'm going to buy her a ring. I didn't come over here for that. Then Jasmine told him that he should be spending money on trying to get her to the States as soon as possible. And then Gino told her, you don't tell me what to do. He said, I filled out the paperwork and I know what's going on. He said, you're clueless. And then she calls him a jerk. And all this is right there in front of the sales clerk. She's looking back and forth between them. And he told her to change her attitude or else. Then she starts arguing with him. And Gino, he did a boss move. He did a boss move. He told the sales girl, I am not buying her a ring. She needs to buy the ring herself. And then he walks off. And I loved it. I loved it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he buys her the ring and pays for a lawyer. Because that's what he does. He gives in to her, just like with the prenup. She said she wasn't signing no prenup, and he said, okay, forget about the prenup. Anyway, next scene, Jasmine gives her sister, they're in the apartment, and Jasmine gives her sister the necklace that she paid for with the card that Gino puts money on. She handed over the card, that's her card. That's her card that Gino gave her that he puts money on. She don't have a job. She don't have any money. I just wanted to say that because she was handing over that card that, you know, she was paying for it. Gino paid for that. So Jasmine and her sister and Gino, they go out to celebrate the sister's birthday. And I guess the sister don't speak that much English because Gino was talking to her and she acted like she didn't understand what he was saying. So Jasmine had to translate for her. And then in Spanish, she's talking to her sister in Spanish. She's talking shit about Gino and laughing at Gino. She called him a fool. And the two of them, the sister and Jasmine, they laughed at Gino. They're making a fool out of him, and he's paying for their livelihood. They're making a fool of him on national TV, and he's paying for their livelihood. Jasmine and her sister, they look like shit in this episode. So, Jasmine is still pissed at Gino for not buying her the engagement ring. And Gino feels angry about how he handled the situation. You handle the situation fine. Don't worry about it. But Gino's a big dummy. I'm over here, you know, proud of him, of how he handles the situation. And he's over here feeling guilty. Anyway, they get to this place where they hire a four-wheel trolley, and they all get on it and they're pedaling. And it looks like fun. It looks like something I would do. And then Jasmine brings up Gino's stamina. She tells him if he's running out of steam, if he's running out of stamina, then she'll take over and she'll pedal. But all three of them were supposed to be pedaling, so I don't understand why she said she'll take over. I think she was setting him up to talk about his sexual stamina. That's what she was trying to do. Jasmine tells Gino that he has no stamina in the bed, so why would he have any stamina in paddling? And Gino tells her that he has good stamina in bed. And he tells her that you always have an orgasm. And she said she never ever had an orgasm with him. And Gino said, yes, you have. And she said she happily told him that she faked it. And Gino said, no, you didn't. And Jasmine swear to God that she has faked every single time. She's faking an orgasm every single time she's been with Gino. But Gino doesn't believe her. And then Jasmine and her sister, they laughed at him. But he's so damn dumb. He's happy that they're laughing and having a good time. When it's at his expense. So after they're finished riding around with this four-wheel cycle thing, they sit down to have ice cream. And Gino, you know, shows her his fist and says, Jasmine, I have something for you. And he gives her a promise ring. Talking about he promised to do better. He promised not to argue with her a lot. And he promised to give her the meat. Then he gets up to go order ice cream for them, and he can't do it because he doesn't speak Spanish, and Jasmine is making fun of him, and she's laughing at him, and the sister is laughing at him, and she's saying he only got one balls, and she's saying he's been dating her for 2 years, and he still don't know Spanish, and they're just laughing it up and laughing at him. Those are two witches. Jasmine trained her sister to be exactly the way she is. Next up is Dempsey and Stellar. It's the next morning. They're sitting in bed, and they have two thick blankets on the bed, and Stellar is complaining that she's cold. And Dempsey's disappointed that Stellar doesn't like her place. So then Dempsey burns sage in order to get rid of Stella's bad energy. And Dempsey even saged Stella's vagina area. She's trying to cleanse that area out. She tried to sage that area. And Stellar did tell us that she was a hoe. She told us that she was a hoe. So I don't blame Dempsey. And Stellar said there's nothing wrong with being being a slut is not bad. Ain't nothing wrong with being a slut. So Dempsey leaves out, and she goes about 100 miles to go get some wood, firewood. In her confessional, she said her family used to work and travel with the carnival when she was growing up. She said she grew up moving from place to place with the carnival. She said when she was a teenager, her older sister died of carbon monoxide poisoning. She just didn't wake up. And she said she left home when she was 18 years old, and she went from place to place, sleeping at this person's house and that person's house, and eventually she ended up working on a farm for a company that converts shipping carton into living spaces. Back at the trailer, Stella is bitching about everything. She's cold. It's too noisy. The place is too small. She can't take a shower. There's no hot water. She can't do number 2. She's not comfortable. And she's out in the boonies. In her confessional, she said she planned on moving in with Dempsey, but because her lease is up. And now she doesn't know what she's going to do because she hates it there. She hates it at Dempsey's place. I think Stella should break up with Dempsey and go to a city and find a girlfriend in a city, or get back with her ex-girlfriend. That's what she needs to do. Anyway, next scene, Dempsey shows Stella around the farm. And Dempsey apparently does the house cleaning and the cooking for the people there. Dempsey introduced Stella to her handsome best friend, Ben, who owns the company and actually is the one that gave Dempsey the job. And Ben he's talking to Stellar, and she makes sure to let Ben know that they have been physical. Her and Dempsey have been physical. And Ben is surprised. And poor Dempsey is embarrassed. Her face turned red. She looked all embarrassed. And Ben started talking to Dempsey about her trip to Thailand. And Ben mentioned that Thailand is the party capital of the world. He asked Stella if Dempsey communicated with her while in Thailand. And Stella said towards the end she didn't. So now Stella thinks that something happened in Thailand, and Dempsey is hiding it. And Stellar plans to confront Dempsey, about it. So the next scene, they're back at Dempsey's trailer, and Dempsey's cooking dinner, and they're having fun. They're cooking dinner, they're talking, they're laughing, they're drinking wine, they're having a good time. And that's my type of fun, But then Stella brings up the lack of communication in Thailand, and Dempsey apologizes. She said she didn't have Wi-Fi. And then Stella told her she thought she was cheating on her. And Dempsey told her she wasn't cheating, she just didn't have Wi-Fi. And Dempsey asked Stella if she ever cheated, and Stella said yes. And Dempsey told her that she has never cheated on anyone. And now insecure Stellar has opened up a can of worms, and that's what she gets. That's exactly what she gets, because she's a cheater, she thinks everybody else is a cheater. But Stella feels like shit, so she apologizes. At least she apologizes, and Dempsey accepts her apology. Next is Riley and Violet. Riley's in his hotel room, in his bed, and he's in his bed, his hotel room. He said it was supposed to be a nice evening together for them to enjoy themselves, him and Violet to enjoy themselves, and enjoy each other's company, and it turned into fireworks. It's amazing to me how he doesn't see that he is the reason that everything went left. He is the reason everything went left. In his confessional, he said he felt insulted. Violet was the one that was insulted by him and Tiffany. Riley is a big, dumb baby who wants somebody to wipe his nose and his ass. He wants somebody to say, blow. And then he wants somebody to flip him over and wipe his ass and then put a diaper on him. And then flip him back over and stick a damn pacifier in his damn mouth. He's a big damn baby. I can't. So, he's talking about his feelings were hurt and he was insulted. He said he is upset at himself for getting so upset in public. He is so delusional. He is upset about the wrong thing. He should not have called Tiffany. This was supposed to be a romantic evening with him and Violet. And he calls Tiffany. What are you calling her for? Next we see Violet. She's out shopping with her eldest daughter. In her confessional, she said she is pissed about what happened. And I'd still be pissed too. She said Riley and Tiffany disrespected her by forcing her to answer questions she wasn't comfortable answering. She said she is de-stressing by going shopping with her oldest daughter. And I like shopping too when I'm stressed. When you buy yourself something pretty, it makes you feel so much better. She know what she needs to do? She needs to call that shirtless guy and go hang out with him. Anyway, she tells her daughter what happened between her and Riley. And Violet said in her confessional that her ex-husband did the same thing. He didn't protect her. Her and the mother-in-law wasn't getting along, and he didn't protect her. Somebody's coming in the room. Okay. But, Riley is not a protector. Riley is a protectee. He wants somebody to come to his rescue and protect him. Because he likes to play the little delicate victim. Anyway, Violet told her daughter that she sent Riley a long text message and then she blocked him. Okay, back to Riley. He's still in bed and he's looking at his phone, and the producer asked him if he has heard from Violet. And he said she sent him a message last night and then he blocked her. And he claimed he didn't read the message. So now he's going to read the message. Psh, you read that message, idiot. You did. You're a liar. You read that message. The text said something about he's supposed to protect her, and he didn't protect her again from Tiffany. He had Tiffany interrogate her, and he's supposed to be marrying her, not Tiffany, and he doesn't deserve to be called a man. And she said, you came to my country, my family is supposed to ask you questions. When I come to your country, then your people are supposed to ask me questions. That's the way it goes. And out of all of that, all he got was, he's not supposed to ask her any questions. She didn't say you're not supposed to ask her any questions. She said, you come to my country, my family's supposed to ask you questions. You go to my country, my family asks you, your family asks me questions. That's all she said. He's such a whiny baby. Woe is me. I'm so put upon, I'll tell you. Anyway, back to Violet. Violet's daughter is trying to get them back together. She wants Violet to contact Riley and talk to him. I think that idiot Riley can go kick rocks. I wouldn't talk to him ever again. Violet said Riley has to contact her and she is not going to contact him first. Back to Riley. Riley tells the producer that he would meet with Violet. I wouldn't meet with him. Absolutely not. After he told me to beat it and was yelling at me, he said, talk to her, answer her. She's asking you a question. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Look at her. Answer her. Yelling and screaming and acting crazy. Beat it. Beat it. That wouldn't be me. I wouldn't talk to him ever again. He said he would meet with her if she contacted him. How can she contact you when you unblocked her? How's she gonna contact you? Through a pigeon? Put a note in the pigeon's wing and send it off to you? He said Violet has to apologize to him. What is she apologizing for, though? Anyway, back to Violet. She also wants an apology. She said if he apologized, maybe she'll forgive him. Violet, please leave Riley alone. Do not forgive him. Don't talk to him. Leave him alone. You know he's a big, selfish, whiny baby with his thumb in his mouth. Next scene, Riley hires a handsome tour guide to take him on the town. How much time I have left? Ooh, not much. To take him on the town. I wish I was Riley about now. The tour guide was cute. And they're on a motorcycle and they're touring the city at night. And I really don't like motorcycles, but that tour guide, he's cute and he looks like a safe driver. After the tour, Lonely Riley practically begs the poor tour guide to go have a cigar with him. Because he's lonely. He ain't got nobody to talk to. He don't know nobody there. So they go to a cigar place, they sit down, they place their order, and Riley starts talking shit about Violet. He says she's crazy. I came here to meet a girl, but she's pretty, but she's crazy. And then Riley tells the tour guide all about the dating app incident or argument. And the handsome, wise tour guide told Riley to apologize to Violet. And Riley told the tour guide that he blocked Violet. And the tour guide told him that she should have blocked you. The tour guide told Riley to unblock Violet and to meet her in person and sincerely apologize. And now Riley is singing a different tune. In his confessional, he says he's going to unblock her and meet up with her because he doesn't want to lose her. Full of crap. I think last but not least is Kristen and Cleo. They go shopping at a market, and Cleo is in her confessional. She let us know that her and Kristen have not been intimate yet, and she's disappointed. At the market, Kristen buys her a tiger's eye bracelet. I have one of those. In his confessional, Kristen said he has to be more sensitive to Cleo's autism and not take her anywhere to any more crowded bars and not talk to any more random women. He didn't say all that, but that's what he needs to do. So they go to a fish and chips restaurant and they sit down to eat, and she feeds him some of her chips or fish, and then he tells her about her getting overwhelmed at the bar the night before. They talk about her being overwhelmed at the bar the night before, and she told him that maybe she was overwhelmed because they were out for the first time. This was their first date being out. And he goes off to talk to a bunch of women instead of paying attention to her. And I agree with Cleo. He came all the way to London to meet her for the first time and then go out for the very first date. And he's out there, he's talking to a bunch of other women instead of focusing on her. That don't make any sense. What kind of crap is that? That wasn't cool. Cleo told him that she wouldn't do that to him. Then he says, well, I feel stupid. You should feel stupid. So they discuss going to places where Cleo would feel more comfortable. The next scene, they are at the Airbnb having wine by candlelight. And Cleo is hoping that Kristen makes the first move. But instead, he goes upstairs and comes back down with a VR headset and puts it on Cleo. And apparently it's a virtual game that you play. You put the thing over your eye and you have your remote control. And it's like a virtual thing. It's like you're in the actual game, playing the actual game. But Cleo loved it. She played the game and she had a fun time playing it. An hour later, Kristen says in his confessional that he wants to take things slow because he has never been with a trans woman before. And he wonders if they're going to be compatible. Anyway, they get into bed and Kristen tells Cleo that he usually waits for the girl to make the first move. And Cleo says she usually waits for the guy to make the first move. And Kristen tells her that he doesn't want to make a move and then gets rejected. And then Kristen told her, then we'll just see what happens. So then Chloe is not buying it. She says when they first started talking, Kristen was all over her. He was being very forward and very flirtatious. And now he's saying he waits for the girl to make the first move. So she's not buying it. And I'm not either. I think that's bull. But then they turn out the lights and they go to bed. And I just don't understand what Kristen's problem is. Do he want Cleo or not? I don't understand. Well, this is the end of my review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.